Hi guys, so today we have Suzy here, who is Daisy's cousin, and she has kindly agreed to lend me her face so I can demonstrate a very neutral, very natural bridal look. So we're going to start with the Chanel Leblanc face primer, and I'm just going to apply it with a brush all over her face. And what this primer does is that it gives the face a brightening effect. Next, we're going to go in with Chanel's Letante Ultra, and it's Chanel's new foundation, and it's very long wearing, it's very full coverage, and it's perfect for brides. So with the buffing motion, I'm going to go ahead and buff it into her skin, making it as even as possible. For a bridal look especially, you want to start with very light layers and then slowly work your way up, because the last thing that a bride wants on her big day is to look super cakey. So my goal is to make her look very glowy, but in the most beautiful way, not to make her look too dewy, not so greasy. Next, we're going to go in with the Makeup Forever HD concealer, and I'm just going to apply it right under her eye, between her eyebrows, the corner of her nose, and on her chin where some redness around her nose. It's very normal for girls. And then I'm going to go ahead and buff that in too with the same brush. Next, I'm going to prime her eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer, and I usually prime her eyes beforehand, but this time I just forgot. It doesn't make that big of a difference though, so I just went ahead and primed her eyes, and then I went ahead and just covered her eye with whatever product is left on the brush. I'm just going to go over her face and just set it with a translucent powder. I didn't want to mattify her. My goal was just to set her makeup so that she would still have that glow. Okay, for eyeshadows, we're going to go in with this palette that I basically put together myself. I call it my bridal palette. So for the transition color, we're going to go in with Urban Decay Naked, and with a fluffy brush, I'm just going to go and define her outer crease. For the next color that's going to deepen her eyes just a little bit, I'm going to mix Max Wedge and Urban Decay Buck. I'm going to mix those two colors and then just place it on her outer corners. And then throughout, you're going to see me go back and forth with a brush. It doesn't have any product in it. That's just what I use to go back and forth between every color. And I like to use it to go ahead and just make sure that her eyes are super seamless and that there are no harsh lines. For the final color that I'm going to use to deepen her crease, it's going to be Max Antiqued. It's just a really super bronzy, shimmery brown. And I'm going to place that on the outer corner. With every color that I put on, I like to go back and forth and make sure it's really buffed in and make sure that it's really smoked out and super seamless. Next, we're going to go in with Max All That Glitters, and I'm just going to put that on the inner half of her eyes. Like before, I'm just going to go back and deepen up her crease again. Now I'm going to go on with Stila's Smudge Stick in the color Damsel. It's a creamy brown, and I'm just going to slightly line her eyes and then smudge it out with a definer brush. What this does is that it creates depth and layers for her eyeliner. Now I'm going to go in with a Bobbi Brown gel liner. Now I'm going to go in with the same colors that I went in on her outer crease, and I'm going to put those exact same colors on her lower lash line, and then with a pencil brush, I'm just going to smoke it out. And then I'm going to go in with Max Costa Riche. It's a reddish brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to line her bottom lash line with that. Now you're just going to go in with your favorite mascara. I'm using Urban Decay Perversion in the waterproof version, just because I feel like it's the best one for my purposes. And I always go in and apply lower lash line first so that there's no mascara transfer on her top lid. Now we're going to go in and go ahead and define her brows. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I'm just going to go in and darken up her brows, make them a little thicker than usual, just give them a little more definition. Don't be afraid to go back and forth with a spoolie just to make sure everything blends out. Okay, for contour, we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to go in with the Kat Von D Shade Light palette, and I'm just going to go in and basically just slightly bronze, because this is going to be like a very soft and natural look. So make sure you balance out her forehead and her jawline, and I'm just going to do that to both sides. Between contour, blush, highlight, I always like to go in with the original powder brush I use and just buff everything in to make sure there's no harsh line. Now we're going to go in with this Dior blush. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going to go ahead and link it down below. It's a super pretty rosy tone, and it looks beautiful on her. Okay, for highlight, we're going to go in with something very nice and very neutral, very natural. It's the YSL highlighter, and it gives her an almost candlelit highlight. For lips, we're going to go in with MAC Whirl and then go over it with a nude gloss. It's Maybelline number 60 in Nude Illusion. I feel like this gloss will mute down any lip color. If you feel like any lip color is too loud, I feel like this lip gloss is going to help you. Now I'm going to set her face with Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray because she is on the oily side. And your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoy this look. I hope all my brides find this look helpful. Congratulations on your special day, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye! Oh, well, I'm glad it's coming out good. My face is